Hey everybody, Dr. Bob Vaughn, your local health and wellness expert, and I am here today to talk to you about scar tissue. So many people talk about it, but a lot of people don't understand what it is, what the function is, and more importantly, what to do about it. So what we want to think about here is if we look at the cycle of a muscle. So this is a healthy muscle, the fibers are all lined up nice and evenly, probably get that on the film there. With the healthy muscle tissue here, all the fibers are lined up evenly, nicely. These filaments can slide back and forth on each other. That's what we're looking for full range of motion. Now, what can happen, whether it's through work, trauma, or just sitting still, especially if you're sitting still too much, is you get what we have here. You can get disruptions in those fibers or cracks, tears, breaks through there. Now, sometimes this can stimulate muscle growth if this is coming from working out, lifting, things like that, or if this is coming from an injury or trauma, or if it's coming from being sedentary or sitting on your butt for 8 hours at work, driving the car, things like that. It leads to this down at the bottom, which is scar tissue. You can see how garbled up and like a bird's nest that is. If you ever went fishing with a little kid on the little Snoopy reels and they can't cast and you open that thing up and you see all that line everywhere, that's what scar tissue looks like when it's put down. And the purpose of scar tissue is to start that healing process. The problem is if you leave it like this and you don't move it around, you don't stretch it, you don't bend it, twist it, strengthen it, is it stays like that. And this leads to a lack of mobility. And a lack of mobility is what leads to a lot of the injuries, pain, discomfort that people are dealing with. Now, when you add the stretching, the mobility, taking it through a full range of motion, which we have lots of helpful videos, either on Facebook, Instagram, a lot of different places you can check those out, it stays like this. When you add these in, it goes back to healthy, fully functional muscle tissue with the fibers lined up like they're supposed to. Now, the other way this takes effect is if you think about it like almost like fuzz. So I'm borrowing this from someone from an entertaining video for some of you who've seen that. But when you take a look at your muscle fibers normally here, when a cat wakes up from a nap, what does it do? It stretches. Why does it stretch? Because it's breaking up what they call the fuzz. So when your muscles sit still, there's a little bit of, we'll just call it fuzz or irritation or something that builds up in these muscles. And as soon as you wake up, if you stretch that, it goes away. And you have a healthy, active muscle, which is why it's important to make sure that you are stretching and moving your joints through a full range of motions against resistance every single day. Now, let's say you don't do that one day. Let's say you forget to stretch one day and you build it up. Well, that fuzz never goes away, right? Now, let's say you do it for 2 days. Now you got 2 days worth of fuzz, and then 3 days worth of fuzz, and on and on and on. And let's say you sit on it for a week or a month. All of a sudden you have all this fuzz in the muscle, and then you wonder why you can't do a full squat or get a full knee bend without pain or discomfort. The key is to make sure that you keep yourself moving. So scar tissue is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a necessary part of the healing process, but the key is in how you treat it. So if you tear a muscle, if you get a sprain or strain, it is really important to appropriately introduce proper range of motion, full range of motion, as soon as possible. You want to let them heal, but as soon as that scar tissue's down, you need to start taking it through a full range of motion in order for this to turn back into that healthy, nice, even muscle fibers so they are healthy and strong and allow you to have a full range of motion. So hopefully this clears up some of the misconceptions people are having about scar tissue, what it is, how to work with it. Like I said, for more information, feel free to follow these videos here on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook at Health Source of Blaine, or follow us on Instagram at Dr. Bob Vaughn. We'd be happy to help out, and feel free to share this. We're looking forward to helping out, and have yourselves a fantastic day.